I took a social media break, deactivated my Instagram, took some time off TikTok, took some time off Twitter, all of it. Went dark for about a month. And I have never felt this alive. I have never felt so confident. I feel like I'm back to my old self. You know, like when you're younger and time seems to go so slow and life seems to feel more real? I'm back there. And the reason that life feels so different now is because most of it is being spent on this very device, our screens. And even the way that we perceive social media, especially when you're within the addiction, and we're gonna call it what it is, because if you on your phone, first thing when you wake up, during your break, after work, 3 hours before bed, you do it again in the morning, you do it again the next day, you do it while you're eating, it is an addiction. Let's call it what it is. Just because everybody's doing it doesn't mean it's not an addiction. Most of our generation is well within social media addiction, and it's so hard to see for what it is while you're within it. After taking this time off, every time I open my phone and I go on Twitter and I go on Instagram, I feel like I'm just consuming way too many people's lives, way too many people's thoughts, way too many people's experience, and I question what's the point of it? Because we know the good. We know it builds community. We know it helps us feel seen and heard. You know it helps us feel together, especially in the world that works so hard to isolate us. But what else does it do? We know about what it does to our dopamine receptors. We know when we step outside, it don't look as pretty as it used to because we're sitting here and we're used to seeing everything that we see on our phones. Friday, came home from work, went to the park, spent some time with the family. Vividly remember feeling amazing. Like that entire day, I'm just like, damn, I got this to do. I got this to do. I'm feeling very confident in the things that I have to do. And so I remember going on my phone and I get filled with this doubt, right? Seeing all these people's work and all these, and I'm like, damn. Our egos now are so large. We think that because we know something and we know of the detriment of something, it's not going to harm us. We all know about the harms of social media, and we think that knowing that is going to stop it from harming us. That's not how it works. First thing I want you to do is I want you to change the way that you see social media. And I'm not saying that you can't use it and you can't use it for the things that you were using it for before, but you have to understand it as something new because they are looking at it as a tool to get to you. So you need to see it as that as well. First thing I want you to remember is the country that you are in. It's not a country, it's a corporation. If you think something is free, you're paying with your psyche. You are always at the market as you are on social media. You sit, you talk to your friends, you're like, yo, I really need a pair of blue shorts. I have a star on the side, star on the back. That would be dope. You crack open your phone, that's what you see. You're like, damn, how convenient. And now it's not even a concern of, oh, that's weird. Like, why are they listening in? That's weird. But no, you're excited because everything is coming to you at convenience. But you gotta understand, this is a capitalistic society. It is a capitalistic world. Everything here exists to get you to spend your green. So the second that you're willing to do that, you're putting that money in their pocket. And to you, it's like, oh, everybody's happy. I got what I wanted, so on and so forth. And that's nothing too. That consumerism, social media pushes it. You see everybody with a fly new outfit. Listen, I love me some clothes. I love to get fly. I love all of it. I do. But I haven't bought any clothes, any shoes this entire year. And now I'm like, damn, I was really in that cycle. You feel like you need something new. You feel like you need this. You feel like you need that. Always, I need this. I need that. When are you going to be satisfied? That's nothing social media feeds into, that destination addiction. There's always somewhere better to be. There's always something new to get, more and more and more, and it doesn't stop. Just endless. Okay, ooh, I just went to Jamaica, but ooh, she in Barbados, that look fire. Let me go. You know what I'm saying? It's never ending. Ooh, I just got some shoes, but ooh, she posted that. That's fire. I need that next. And what happens is your real life, your present life, it's not as satisfying. Why, how could it possibly be as satisfying if you're constantly looking at things that seem to be better? This was very difficult to navigate as a content creator because I was like, damn, I create content, I make bread off of this, I'm losing, but take it. Take it and keep it. Because the way that I've been experiencing life, amazing. Amazing. It made it all worth it. Life is so much more beautiful. I sit and I take in the present moment, and I'm not looking to escape on my phone when I'm having a conversation with somebody. Like, damn, I just want to sit and I just want to scroll. Oh no, I got content to do. And that's nothing to that. Everything is content mentality, and I understand a lot of people want to be content creators. I get it, I do. But if everything is content, what is life? I remember I was in Jamaica. I didn't make any content. I was chilling. I enjoyed my vacation. It was vibes. It was great. But on my way back, I'm like, damn, I didn't make any content. I'm sitting. I'm like, damn, was that a waste of a vacation? How was it a waste of a vacation if I enjoyed myself? How? But that's the mentality now. Every single thing is constant. This happened to me on Friday too. No, not Friday. This was yesterday, Saturday. I'm sitting and I made meat pie for the first time. So I'm making my meat pie. I'm sitting and I'm glazing it with the egg wash. And I'm like, damn, this will make some fire content right now. And I remember zoning out for a second. And I'm imagining myself from like the third person's point of view, like the camera view. And I'm zoning out and I'm imagining I'm just recording this moment. And I'm not being present. I'm not. Because now I'm perceiving life through what it would look like on the screen. And I think a lot of people perceive life like that now. And that's why we have so many events and so much of these real life experiences that are curated solely for social media. It used to be the other way around. When social media first came about, it was kind of like, okay, this is an extension of life, right? We had a girls' night, we meet new people, it's vibes. All right, we're going to exchange Facebooks and we're going to put ourselves in the group chat and we're going to share pictures for the night. And that's going to be that. But now we have so many events that are curated for social media. And I'm guilty of this too, right? I have so many times where I just went out, I'm like, hey, I just want pictures. Whatever we do for the day, that's cool. That's the side quest. But the main is I want pictures so I could post on the gram. It's part of my job, so on and so forth. But I think it's very difficult to walk the lines of when is content and when is life. The aspect that I want a lot of people to hone in on with this video is that life wants you to live it. I actually think it's very insulting for you to prefer to perceive life through a screen. Life is beautiful. You don't think the trees miss being gazed upon. You don't think the shop owners miss people just stumbling upon them and not rushing in. You don't think the parks miss people sitting on those benches. Life wants to be lived by you. If you watch this video and if you continue to watch videos about how damning social media is and how you need to take a social media break and just how you need to not center your life around social media and you choose to do nothing, understand that you are weakening the role of your consciousness and you are submitting and bowing to your impulses. Because most people, they don't plan to sit and spend hours on TikTok. They don't plan to sit and spend hours scrolling through reels. It's never planned. But what happens is you pick up your phone and then your fingers already know. They already know what to do because they're so used to it. So it's like I open, I go on Instagram, and you could have went on Instagram to text somebody. You could have went on TikTok to search up a recipe, and then you just end up scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. You're not in control anymore. You're not. The second you get on that app, it's like you lose control. So the best thing you could do for yourself is put a plan into place now. What am I going to do to lessen my social media usage as you are sitting watching this video? There's so many resources now. There's apps that lock it and limit it, so after a certain time or after a certain amount of hours you can't access it anymore. You can delete the app. You can reward yourself with something at the end of the week. If your screen time goes down, you can start slow. You can commit to it entirely. However you do it, you need to do it, but you owe it to yourself to experience clarity in your mind. You need to know what your own thoughts sound like. You need to know how to think for yourself, because that's what we're seeing now. It's like there's this hive mind being formed where everybody adopts the trends, the thoughts, the frameworks, the think pieces that's the most popular on social media. And do you know how dangerous that is? The government has it so easy now. You don't have to put up posters. You don't have to put these signs in the newspapers. You don't have to put any sneaky language. You type up a couple things, you put it on TikTok, you put it on Instagram, you put it there. The more the people consume it, the more they believe, because what you consume becomes what and who you are. We can be honest here. A lot of you can watch a video, watch a nice long TikTok video, and you can form your own opinion and you'll wholeheartedly believe it, and then you'll open the comments and they'll disagree with what you're saying, and then boom, you change your mind immediately. Not because you fully agree or even understand what they're saying, but because everybody is disagreeing, you're hopping on the bandwagon. How different is this than being in a classroom and taking the side of the popular kid? Just because something is popular does not mean that it's correct. It is important that you think for yourself, because you can tweak likes. You could post as many videos of the same thing. You could see it circulating everywhere. And if that's all it takes for you to believe something, how easy is it for them to shape your thinking? You're not even using your brain anymore. You're not critically thinking anymore. You're just adopting whatever people are saying. So understand and fully understand that when you are an active participant of social media day in and day out, you are always at the market, ready to have your pockets emptied or your thoughts shaped. Just understand that and raise your defenses, right? Because I think a lot of us, we think social media exists solely for entertainment, while other people and other powers aren't looking at it through those lenses. And they want you to believe that, right? This is for me to consume and this is for me to have a good laugh and so on and so forth. But even the way that we've been desensitized to so many serious things, the way we crack jokes about people suffering, these are the ways that things that were serious years ago, our generation is like, I'm not gonna protest for that. It's not that serious. You guys are too woke, and so who are you dancing for? Who are you putting on that show for? Whose mindsets are you adopting? Can't be us. The way y'all sit up there kikiing about things, and you will see these things have 1 million, 2 million likes, 2 million views, and just because it has that many, they're like, damn, am I too woke for thinking this is this? No, stand firm in what you believe, and don't let them shape your thinking by popularity. It's not a popularity contest, but social media will convince you that thought should be, that you should believe what most people believe. And that's not how it works. There's some language that you're already familiar with when it comes to social media addiction. So shortening your attention span, right? A lot of y'all need to put videos on 2x. A lot of y'all need to do something else while doing something else. And you need to be doing 3, 4, 5 things at once because your attention span is cooked. Another one is dopamine. Your dopamine receptors are fried. And this one specifically, I don't think y'all realize the weight of your dopamine receptors being fried. It affects how satisfying real life becomes. Connecting with people is now seen as too laborious for some people. Why? Because I could feel connected to people through the phone, and that's not true. I'm not going to say it's not connection, but that connection doesn't compare, not even a little bit, to in real life connection, right? Because when I put my phone aside and I took my break off social media, I had to look around and say, damn, who I got in my corner? Where my people at? I could have built a platform of over 500,000 people. Let's get back to real life. Who's around you? Who you got to speak to? Who can you give a hug to when you need one? You feel me? So it gets to a point, and I think I can acknowledge the beauty of having an online space, but in the same breath, it's like, damn, what's going on in real life? And even it being used as a place to meet people is a little, because I think we all have stories where, you texting somebody, it's vibes, it's cool, you meet them in real life, and it's like, oh, you feeling their energy, it's a little different. It's like, oh, energy can't be read through a screen. And it's important to know that too, because it's very easy, especially now with the emergence of these AI personalities, these AI characters, these AI storylines. It's going to be a lot more difficult to decipher what's real and what's fake. So imagine you feel like you're connecting with people online, you feel like you got a community, and it's these AI personalities. We're seeing it now. Some people are willingly choosing to make AI characters and personalities their closest friends. They're choosing that. And so it's like this wiping out of humanity entirely, and what it means to connect with people. Because I'll be honest, connecting with people, it's not as easy as it sounds. It's not. But that's the beauty of it. It's worth the labor. Even through that act of connecting, you get to know more about yourself. So it's a beautiful process, really, but I think it's one worth doing. A lot of people would rather just have online friends. There's a whole community of people who kind of just live life through online friends. And while there are conditions that makes that understandable, for the most part, a lot more people need to connect with people in real life. And let me say this too, a lot of the content that I was consuming online was conscious content, and that was kind of my excuse, like, okay, I'm on social media, but I'm learning things that I've never learned before. I'm hearing about experiences that I would have never came across otherwise, and oh, what a beautiful thing. But 8 hours, 10 hours, 13 hours, 6 hours, 4 hours in front of a screen is 4, 6, 8, 13 hours all the same. You're still taking time away from being in the grass touching world. The grass touching world misses you. The birds miss being fed. They do. People don't connect like they used to before. There's no awkward, weird eye contact and then, all right, let's go to a conversation anymore. Right? Things happen in real life and people immediately kind of have an image in their head of what the comments would look like if that moment was recorded, and those are their thoughts. That's how people's thoughts are being formed. So there's like this hive mind that's forming, and that is so dangerous, especially in the times we're living in. Social media is way too accessible and way too easy to manipulate for that to be your source of thought. Social media is responsible for producing a band of bigots, right? Because a lot of things that people believed back in the day, they wouldn't say out loud because it's like, what the hell? But now, social media is like an echo chamber. So you have a belief and you like content with that belief, and all you're interacting with all day, every day is people who agree with you. So you pick up your phone, you're like, yep, I agree. That's true. Oh, that happened to me too. I knew I wasn't bugging when it happened. Like, and that's how you interact with, like, yo, you really gotta imagine how weird that is. You just interacting with yes men all day, every day, interacting with content that agrees with you all day. Nobody's contradicting you, not hearing any rebuttals. That's how bigots are formed, because so many people believe that the more people agree with me, the more right I am. And social media is telling you, okay, oh, I'm right, oh, I'm right, oh, I'm right, oh, I'm right, over and over and over and over. And aside from how damaging that is to us as a society, you know what that does for your brain? It is healthy for your brain to be challenged. It is so healthy. In fact, if you're watching this, one of the things you can do is that if you see a video that you agree with, I want you to Google the rebuttal. I want you to watch videos about the rebuttal. I want you to hear both sides, so then you can form your opinion and understand, even then, everything is subject to circumstance and you do not have the final say. Because that's another aspect of social media. A lot of people think their opinion holds more weight than it does about other people's lives. Somebody can literally make a video talking about, yeah, y'all saw the girl that wore the red dress in that video. Yeah, how she wore her hair. That was so crazy. Why would she come outside like that? And she could post that video and she could get 25K likes, and she could have 250 people in the comments saying, oh yeah, I know I wasn't bugging. Yeah, that was mad weird, and so on and so forth. Y'all think your opinion holds way too much weight about other people's lives. I promise you it doesn't. And these things translate into real life, where people think that they get to have, especially negative, that one simple phrase, y'all. I really think we just need to regress back into childhood. Like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. I need to take some time off. Even if you are someone like me who consumes conscious content, it's still not normal to be influenced by people's thoughts all day. I'm still gonna post content, but I'm going to prioritize long form content like on YouTube, because I don't want to feed into everybody's fried attention spans. I don't want to do it anymore. Like, now when you're trying to become a creator, that's what they tell you. You need to be attention grabber, you need to hook them, because, and it's like, that's how the cycle continues. That's how it continues. That's exactly, we adapt to the changes, but we also adapt to the degradation. Like, we're conscious about the fact that our attention spans are being fried. Instead of counteracting that, we're adapting to it. And it's like, what does that say about how far we've come as a society? Because we've completely disregarded our consciousness. We talk about how we're evolving, but are we really? Are we? Because this looks like regression to me. If you can say, wow, as a society, we have a problem. Our attention spans are fried. Okay, let's feed that. And then I get it, because a lot of it is in the name of money. Let's be honest. A lot of it is in the name of money. A lot of it is in the name of profit. Everybody wants to profit. Dollar and a dream. Know what I mean? I know what you mean. And that's how they get you. Yo, capitalism was crafty. I'm gonna be honest. Capitalism was so crafty, so evil, but so crafty. Because if you tell people you gonna get a little something for this, they'll do anything. They'll do anything. And here we are. Everybody on their phone 24/8, looking down. They're at the market, ready to be influenced. Another thing that I want you to walk away with is that you cannot perceive social media right now with a clear mind, as you are actively within the addiction. So you might be coming up with so many excuses in your head right now, but know this and know that and know that you cannot honor it, because you are actively within the addiction. All right. After taking this time off, when I open my phone to go on any social media apps, my thoughts just get overrun with negativity, and it's just like, oh, no, 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 no. Everything was so healthy. I really think it's a mind thing. Like, it's like I have my thoughts. I have my thoughts. I can interact with my thoughts and perceiving life through my thoughts. And when you open social media, it's like it's other people's thoughts planting seeds in your head. And when you plant a seed, it'll bloom. It'll bloom. And it'll be autonomous. It will be. You don't even have to sit and say, oh, let me think about that. No, listen, your brain works. It works. So all you have to do is read a sentence, a little tweet, and then boom, it's occupying your mind for some time. You owe it to your brain. Your brain has been working overtime trying to process everybody's thoughts and everybody's lives while trying to live your life. It's exhausted. Give your brain a break. And let me say this too, your consciousness. If you watch this video and you're like, damn, 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 maybe it's time for me to take a break. But you know what? It'll come time for me to take that break. You are telling your consciousness, you're hold no weight. My impulses win. Short-term gratification wins. Imagine that you're really a slave to a screen. And I'm not knocking you because I was there too. It's so fun. That's the word. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's informational. But so is life. Everything that exists, the stuff that you like to watch, that connect, all of that exists in real life. You want to learn, go to a library, read a book, watch a documentary, but in taking things like, and that's another key point too. When you think of those interviews where they're like, tell me a lesson or share a lesson that somebody shared with you that changed your life, right? A lot of young people, they be like, oh, I watched this podcast, or I saw this TikTok, or I saw this video. And then you see the older people like, oh, but my friend told me, or my grandma told me, or my cousin told me. And do you know how differently those experiences are, right? The person who learned through somebody else and the person who learned through watching something or reading something, it's very different. Certain lessons you need to experience, or you need to interact with people who have experience directly. Because you got to think, and certain things need to be learned through living a life. The problem is, people hear a sentence or a phrase and they act in the manner of it as if they fully know what they just heard, and they feel like they fully digested it, and they speak on it and they act on it without the weight of what they learned. You can't watch a 15-second video on something and now think, yo, our generation is really like, we have this facade. We have this crazy facade, right? And the best example of this, sorry to track off, but the best example of this is our community conversation. Our community conversation, right? Ever since the election, we've been calling for community, and it's been an echo chamber all over the web. We need community, hit the ball. We need community, hit the ball. We need community, hit the ball. And we just like this. Yeah, word. Yeah, we need community. Yeah, we need community. Go outside, touch grass, talk to people. Talk to a fellow stranger, have a conversation. But when people talk to you, you're like, why is he talking to me? And you excited to tell the story time. Yeah, this girl walked to me, and what are we talking about? We really deluded ourselves. We think we're more resilient and we're more this and that. And when certain conversations come up about what has happened in the past, we be like, oh yeah, we wouldn't let that. You can't even get off your phone. You can't even get off your phone. What are we talking about? Let's be honest with each other now. But back to what I was saying before. There's certain things that you have to experience to learn. And if you're constantly on your phone, you're not experiencing life, and you're constantly intaking information, it's not the same as it being experienced. And the problem is, people who have intaken information are moving as if they've experienced the lesson that comes with the information. And so they're acting and vocalizing and moving on these things without the human nature of it. It's like when you read something in a dictionary or you read a definition off of Google, as opposed to a teacher in a classroom spending an entire day on that lesson. There's a big difference. There's a very huge difference. And what's happening with our society and our generation is you're having this entire group of people who's just intaking information, and they're acting as if, and I'm going to be honest, I've interacted with some of these people, and they lack a humanness when it comes to delivering this information or acting as if, and even just adopting this information. It goes beyond just like, I need a social media break. I think that we collectively need to just take some time off our screens and get to know each other just for the sake of humanity as well. I'm looking at it a lot larger now, and we are going to experience a decline. Well, we're already within it because the generations further, they grew up with the phones in their head. They grew up on YouTube and on TikTok. I think our generation is the last to say, like, we didn't even have phones. Like, we was outside playing. We owe it to ourselves to get off the phone, get off of social media. I'm telling you, it is rotting your brain and you don't even realize it. At a certain point, you really need to sit with your thoughts. You need clarity in your head to experience life as you should, to even grow as a person. And if you depend on what's being fed to you through a screen to evolve and to grow and to so on, like, it's like, okay, I need this to live. You don't. You don't. After taking this break, y'all, I'm gonna be honest, if I did not have so much to share with the world, I would not be on social media. Opening these apps after my break, and I got caught in the loop once too. Went to search up something, and then I'm like, damn, I'm scrolling. It's so unconscious, and that's dangerous. That's dangerous. It's meant to keep you addicted. Like most of the things in this country, it's meant to keep you addicted. And a lot of you are within that addiction, and because it's normalized, you don't notice it. But I'm here to tell you, take time off. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your brain. The clarity, once you experience it, you're going to be like, damn, I was really addicted. I know you still feel like social media is this great big thing. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not saying there's not any benefits. But the fact that these defenses are coming forefront to your brain, this is what they want. Remember what country you're in. It's not a country, it's a corporation. So if you think it's free, you're paying with your psyche. I'm going to conclude with this. You owe it to yourself to take a social media break. Most of you have not taken a social media break since before social media was made. Not a single day of your life you have not accessed social media. You have not taken in other people's thoughts, other people's experiences, and other people's lives. Not a single day of your life. Now, us adults, we like to, clown the iPad kids like, oh my gosh, you go everywhere with that iPad. All you doing with that? You do everything on your phone. You go to the toilet, you're on your phone. You at the table, on your phone. When are you not on your phone? When is it time to live the life instead of watching other people live it? When? Take that break. I'm telling you, you're not missing much. It's going to seem like it at first, especially because if you spent so many years of your life just glued to it, it's going to seem like you're missing a lot, but I promise you, you're not. And then you start to make up for it in real life. You'll find yourself going out more. You'll find yourself talking to people more. You'll find yourself just living the life more, and life will seem so much more beautiful again. Because how disrespectful is that? I said it before, I'm going to say it again. So disrespectful for you to be like, I'd rather just watch the life through a screen. You can live it, and it wants to be lived. It's a mutual exchange. Life wants to be lived by you.